Rest in peace to the big fella, Teddy Ray. Passes away at age 32. Every time I tune in, I always see Teddy Ray. He's smiling. He can always fill up a room. As he would say, he could spread the love and the funny, like mustard and butt cheeks. Rest in peace, big fella. Now, the first time I seen Teddy Ray, it was on the 5150 show. This had to be back in like 2016, 17. Nah, I used to always watch 5150 back when Corey and that was back at the Foxhole. But he had a special guest on there, Teddy Ray. When I seen him, I'm like, damn, who is this ashy nigga? I'm like, he funny, but I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? But he was joining in all the jokes. He had a lot to say. He brought a lot to the table on that episode. It was great. He mixed in with the whole cast, Zoe, Darlene, everybody. It was real cool. But like I said, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was Terrio. Y'all remember Terrio from whatever social media site that was back in the day? I thought that was him. He just got older. I didn't know who he was, but on the episode, like I said, he was able to fit in real good, and he was hella funny.
He was alright.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She was
only
the
thing
ugly
that
person.
you mentioned, them loose ass knees. She needed to get them
loose
tucked.
knee meat syndrome.
I think she went to get that
Loose
tucked
knee
and
meat.
then just was like, I'm gonna keep
Loose knee.
Loose knee meat.
What's the technical term again?
loose knee meat.
Loose knee meat.
Loose knee meat.
Loose knee meat
I
syndrome.
can't.
Wobbly
She got
knee
like
meat.
2 heads in the
Loose knee meat.
Crazy looking.
I know them titties stank like a motherfucker in the summertime, goddamn it.
God dang it.
That
It's
bitch got
crazy.
to put A&D ointment under her titty.
Every time I see him, like, he stayed with a laugh.
I'm not mean to white people this month, but I feel like I've been excluding them. If that makes sense, you feel me? Like, I don't know. White people be trying to ear hustle, I'll just turn my back. Like, it's a black conversation. What is you talking about? White people love listening. I've been faking white people out too, like I'ma hold the door open for them. That's probably the meanest shit I've done. I'll just sit there with it open and like have them kind of get that little trot. I'm like, nigga, you really thought right now. It's Black History Month. You're not going in first. The fuck?
He could light a whole room up. Like, he'll stay talking about relatable stuff. That's probably what made him, as easy to tune into, because he was just like a regular dude that did comedy. Like, he was like, that cool cousin of yours, that, you know what I'm saying, that cool friend or neighbor that you had on the block. Like, anything that came out his mouth, it was like, dog, this dude is so goofy, so funny, and it seemed like it was seamless to him. Whether he was talking about food, shoot, him getting girls.
Tell me that you have a bar at your house. Don't invite me over for half a bottle of rum and coke. Like, that's not having a bar at your house at all.
How's my dick supposed to jump off all of this information you just gave me now?
Being overweight.
People got different types of comedy. Some niggas do act outs. I do chill outs. I be hella chillin'. I'm top heavy. I pick a spot. I stay there.
He stayed with different elements in his comedy that was like, man, it's hilarious, but I can feel you. It ain't like you too far gone away from me to where I can't share a laugh with you. So he was something special, like too young, just up and coming, but it's crazy. Now, after I seen him on 5150, I started tuning in to different things on YouTube, like the All Def Digital. I seen him on that network. It was the Roast Me at first. This is before they even got in the classroom, like back when they were first on like a little turntable.
What's up, everybody? This is Teddy Ray, and you're watching Roast Me, a show based on comedic insults where comics will be battling head-to-head on a rotating spit, flaming each other for points.
It was like before they got in the classroom, they started off on like this turnstile where they get on a little stand, and it would be like they were isolated by themselves, rotating like a rotisserie.
Paul, y'all, give it up for Preston Paul. And you got you a dead puppy as a purse? Ooh, Peter gonna be mad at you. How you feeling?
I feel good.
You feel
Hot.
good? Hot?
Hot.
Well, this should feel like home then.
Shit. We have air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
All right, you ready, Preston?
No, but I'm with it. Roast me.
Precious look like a high school girls varsity basketball coach.
Precious smell like body spray and Hennessy. True.
Precious like she about to unleash the dragon.
That's a Cisco reference.
Terrence look like a Kanye West model.
Which was kind of funny. I don't know if that was his idea in the interview that he had or what, but it was the earlier stages of roasting. And then the roasters, they'll be behind desks roasting whoever was on the stand, turning on that turnstile. And I remember them saying that episode, it was so hot in there, and because he was a bigger dude, it would be like the jokes just kept rolling off. It was hilarious. And then from Roast Me, they started having them on other stuff like The Great Taste on All Def Digital Network.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Teddy Ray, and we have teamed up with HBO to present y'all with a special episode of Great Taste, celebrating the return of all deaf comedy on HBO.
Now, Great Taste, he was probably one of my more favorite cast members on there. I ain't really too much care for the other cast members. You know, I don't want to drop names, but I'll say Teddy, you know, CP, Craig, you know, those are always some of the greats. But anytime Teddy was on one of the shows, it would always be a more interesting episode just because, you know, all his jokes was more, you know, quick hitters, you know, and they was off the top of the dome. And it was like you didn't see him like thinking about nothing. It'd be like naturally just coming off the tip of his tongue, and it'd be way more funny than some of the other cast members.
Look, I haven't heard my voice in a while.
They gave us Barack. Look here, man. Yams, #1 in the world. Everybody knows it. Oprah has yams at her house. Duh, Oprah has yams at her house. It's the side dish that parents talk about in front of their kids, and the kids don't know what they really talk about. You know what I mean? Kev, you done been there with your wife talking about the yams.
Sexual.
Your daddy eating yams tonight. That's what it's going down. I ain't had yams in 3 months. It's been a dry.
Then they also had another segment called For the First Time.
First time.
I've never been to a black barbecue before.
I've never been invited to a black barbecue, but I'm happy to go.
I have no idea what to expect at a black barbecue.
Fried chicken?
Main things I find at a black barbecue, black people. Everything black at a black barbecue, that's what you find.
Now, with this, it was like, say, white people go to Thanksgiving with black people for the first time, or it'll be like black people going to Christmas with a white family for the first time, or white people going to like a black church for the first time, something like that. I seen him on there, like when he collabed with Slink Johnson, you know, they throwing the 420 jokes back and forth, you know, and they were just vibing and feeding off each other. That shit was funny as hell. So it was just one episode for the first time on All Def Digital where it was like white people go to a black barbecue for the first time, and then it was like Slink Johnson was there with him. That episode, it was crazy though, because when Teddy sat down at that table, it's like you could tell the other white people at the table got uncomfortable, like, hold on, who is this nigga?
Now, as much as possible.
They don't barbecue in jail a lot, so, yeah. Actually, they never barbecue in jail.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So how often do you barbecue?
On average, we barbecue like at least twice a month because somebody's getting out of prison.
Yeah.
Or somebody got a job promotion. Like
Or somebody just came up on some meat. I
Yeah,
know my homie
somebody
had a
came
deal, like a truck fell over, and
Real
he just
talk.
was like, we finna barbecue for the next 2 weeks straight.
Yeah. Actually, there was going to be some grilled salmon. But what happened was Teddy took the money for that and bought weed with it.
Everything that he ever been on, it always seemed like he'd be like that ghetto friend from back in the day, like elementary, middle school that always kept it real with you, you know? Like, it ain't matter where he was. He could be around white people, you could be at like a interview or whatever. It's like, it don't matter where he at, he was always gonna stay authentic, you know? And at the same time, he was gonna make you laugh. So Teddy always been cool, but he just reminds you of like that ghetto best friend that you had from back in the day. You know, like you always see him walking around with snot hanging off his nose, you know what I'm saying, ashy elbows and his shoe untied. He was that type of kid. Like even in his stand-up, like I remember he was on like a short little special on Comedy Central where he was talking about just like him being big, you know, like in a lot of his stand-ups, he'll usually like emphasize like his weight. So it wasn't like you could sneak up on him like, oh, well you fat, you ashy, you crusty. He gonna talk about that. So it's like you can't even really roast him for real because it's like whatever you could say, he already done said it. So it's like once you talk about your words, how bad can you really hit him? On one of the stand-ups, he had this thing where he said that it's not called bullying. He calls it character carving.
Gotta love yourself still, though. We all get teased. Everybody, all of us have been teased. Now they call it bullying. I call it character carving.
Nah, that's a reference to back when you was little. We used to roast, bag on each other all the time when we was kids. It's like that's part of our culture or whatever, you know, especially being in like the black community. You grow up, you talking about somebody's shoes. If somebody starts talking about like the clothes you got on, you know, your hat, shoe, the car that your mama driving, you know, you start hitting lick for lick. So he like, well, it's not bullying. Where I come from, that's just character building because after you grow up out of that, it's like anything that somebody say to you, at that point, you can't really be hurt like that. But for those like nowadays who haven't really experienced that, it's like they'll grow up and then they never really had that experience, so that they'll be a little bit more on the timid side or softer, as some other people might say. A little bit more emotional. But back in the day, cause like I grew up in like the early 90s, so it was like you was fighting, you was talking trash, and you was roasting each other back in school when we was growing up. So that's what it was. So shout out to Teddy.
Leave one day, about to hop on the bus. I was scot clear. I was about to go home, enjoy my life, watch Maury, eat cereal, you know, shit kids do when they get home before their parents get there. Beat they meat to Dragon Ball Z, just random shit. Before I can get to my sanctuary, my 45 minutes of house before my black mama show up and take over. These niggas assassinated my character, had me feeling fucked up. I remember I was about to hop on the bus. Before the doors could close, one of the homies yelled out. He was like, hey, nigga, you need an ocean of lotion. And then the doors just closed. And I was just on the bus like puzzled, like, did this nigga just rhyme?
And then he'll always talk about, because he was bigger, his titties.
Titties just kill the vibe on a nigga, don't it, ladies? I feel like I be this close to fucking some of my best work, and they be like, ooh, but them titties. The girls be with it up until they look like, ooh, you a 38 double C. I measured.
Like he stayed like letting people know like, hey, I know I'm big as hell and I know that I got big titties. Like he always said that. If it wasn't his chest that he was roasting, he'll start talking about the fact that he got bad skin. So he always start flaming himself with his eczema. Something else I remember is back on the All Def Digital Network, Teddy and Doughboy, they had like a little fat challenge where they was racing each other in different events. Like they'll do a thing like a singing challenge, a dancing challenge, a cook-off, just a sing-off, like all type of different stuff.
But I don't really want you to get embarrassed.
Man, I'll slap the shit out of you.
You still ain't got no hands for me. You still
Oh,
can't.
we can do that. Could be the next challenge.
Nigga, you still
The
can't.
hands challenge is the challenge that I want the most.
Yeah, you lost. Ow, ow. Yo, I'ma fuck you up, dog.
Fuck that shit out my face.
Bro, you lost the fucking thing.
You gonna put your
He's probably over there looking fucked up and he about to get fucked up. I'ma act like I'm not finna fuck this nigga up, but I am. I swear to God.
Can we get somebody to help Teddy lift his leg? He needs assistance.
I'll lift these hands and beat your ass.
I'm playing, man.
I'll lift these hands and beat your ass.
I'm gonna beat that nigga's ass for all 3 minutes. I'm gonna beat some of that ugly off his face, cause you are ugly. You gonna be handsome as shit after this. I'm gonna beat your ass. You gonna look regular.
I'm gonna beat some of that excess skin off your mid region.
All right, cool.
Kind of funny was the fact that it was two heavily obese dudes going back and forth, you know. But Teddy, I felt like he was the star of that because anything that he did, like he just outshined the whole project. What make it so crazy though, I was just talking to my family about this. Like we was sitting there watching Teddy on YouTube, and he was on the Cali Kickback with Louis Belt, and I'm like, damn, I ain't seen Teddy in a minute. I think the last time I seen him probably was like a older episode of On These Hoes with Precious Hall and what's baby girl name? I can't even think of her name. Kamira White. But I seen Teddy again, and I'm like, damn, like dude was already heavy. I'm like, he looked like he gained about another 150. I'm like, bro was big. So in my head, I'm like, damn, if Teddy keep getting bigger, he really is gonna hurt himself. It's like he might not be here. I thought that. And this had to be about a good month ago, which was crazy because like he looked like he had to be about a good 5, 6 something. I'm talking about dude looked hella unhealthy. Like you seen him before when he was already big, but last time I seen him, like on that last episode of Cali Kickback, I'm like, bruh, I know the whole time that couch was like, ah! Because that mug, boy, he was on that couch, heavy looking. I'm talking about he looked like he couldn't get up. And I'm like, they had to put him up on there with a forklift or something because Teddy was just looking bad. You know, like it ain't even funny. Like folks, y'all really gotta keep y'all health right because like that obesity, it's bad, but it only get worse the older you get because it's like you think it's hard to lose an eye. Imagine being 40, 50, or even in your late to early 30s. It's like you don't have nearly as much energy as you used to back in the day when you was younger. So it's like you want to make sure that you stay working out, eating right, putting that grease down, you know, watching that intake of them carbs and them sugars because you don't want to end up like that. Like you won't even know. Looking at me, I'm type 1 diabetic, but I stay working out, I stay eating right. I try to eat as many vegetables as I can, but I know my father is a bigger dude, like kind of like how Teddy was, but he's not that big, but at one point he was. He lost a lot of weight though, but I know that it could be in my system. So it's like, you definitely got to pay attention to that. You never know what might happen. You can have diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, cardiac. You have all type of cardiovascular issues. You don't want to have to deal with that. Teddy, I don't know who was in his camp, but somebody had to be telling him, like, hey, my mans, you gotta work out, brother. You gotta eat right. Because if he ain't had that in his camp, ain't nobody tell him that, he ain't had no real homies on his side. Like, if I was around him, I'd have been like, my dog, I can't even let you do that. If I'm gonna be around you, I'm gonna be like, bro, come on. Even if it's something lightweight, we about to do a few of these jumping jacks, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We about to hit these stairs real quick. Like, hey, put the pork chop down, pick this broccoli up real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got somebody close to you and they overweight, let them know. Like, hey, we gotta handle this. Like, for real, for real. Then not too long ago, on Define Digital, it was Patrick Cloud versus Teddy Ray with the removal of Lil Wayne's black card.
How y'all doing? Cancel court. That was a good argument you displayed.
Thank you.
For who?
Lil Wayne.
Weezy F who?
Baby.
Please say the what?
Baby.
Cause he's still a what?
Baby?
Yes.
Never heard
It's a
that.
fucking child. It's a 58-year-old child. With hella artwork and bullshit all over his face. Who is this nigga? This ain't the same nigga we found out the projects. Why do we have to keep claiming this nigga? I don't know who this is. I know Lil Wayne. I know Lil Wayne. I know Weezy. I was there. Dedication 1, 2. Hot. Sizzling. Couldn't put him out. What happened? Where'd he go? Somewhere along his journey, his dreads just came together and started clunking up.
Your Honor, we're not talking about his dreads.
Overruled.
We're not talking about his dreads.
I didn't say nothing when he got up here,
You make
right?
a great point.
I can object. I can object.
Hold up. We like to do the thing.
On that episode, Pat was going at Teddy. He was coming with the jokes. Y'all know Patrick Cloud. He come with the jokes. Like, you don't even expect him to say nothing like too crazy, but it's like he quick on his feet, so he'll hit you in the jugular real quick. But Teddy, you know, he was holding his own. Like, every time you watch him, like, you could just picture him being that dude in class where he was just a class clown. Like, everybody trying to do their work, or the teacher trying to give instruction, trying to, you know, had a lesson plan going out, and then Teddy in the back of the class just acting a fool. You know, I could just picture that. Like, he the one that everybody got to be like, dang, we was about to just be able to sit down, you know, play games, watch a movie or whatever. And then Teddy wouldn't listen to the teacher. The teacher kept telling him, Teddy, be quiet. Teddy, sit down. Teddy, stop talking. Teddy, stop throwing paper balls. He was that kid, I could tell. Like, just a problem, like at all times.
Yes, do it. We're gonna do it. So it's like, board sitting in my Ford. Sitting in my Ford.
On the prowl looking for these horses. No, I do not want to learn your name. All I want to do is fuck your face.
Yeah.
Some ditty, or something like that, just dumb ditty. I'm sorry.
But once again, rest in peace to the big fella, Teddy Ray. May you rest in power. You up there with some of the greats. Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Michael Jackson, Martin Luther King, everybody. You know. He's so young, gone too quick. But everybody go check out all the videos that Teddy Ray was on. Go check out all of his comedy. You know, it's sad that you gotta wait until somebody's gone to really appreciate him. So go back, just leave a like. Subscribe to everybody page that got Teddy Ray all in their content. Just watch him up. That's the least you can do for him now. Check him out on the Cali Kickback, All Def Digital, Define Digital, you know, Comedy Central, everything that he was on. You know, he did a lot of podcasts with people too, so everybody podcast that Teddy Ray guest starred on, check it out. Leave a like down below. Peace.
Yeah, 2, 3, I'm putting on for my team and the homies. Lately I've been on my grind if you know me. That fan